Have you ever thought about how some companies, they start in one place but somehow evolve into something totally different?
Yeah, like they branch out massively.
Exactly. But they still manage to keep that original spark, their founding spirit, through all the changes. It's like a river carving a new path, but the source is still the same.
Hmm.
Today we're doing a deep dive into a really compelling story like that. Suzuki Motor Corporation.
Ah, Suzuki.
Okay,
Wow.
and we're going way beyond just their cars or bikes. We're
Ooh.
digging into their core philosophies, their pretty ambitious growth plans, some fascinating tech innovations, and, importantly, how they connect with their people and communities all over the world.
That's a great way to put it. Our mission today, really, is to pull out the key insights from Suzuki's 2024 integrated report. This covers their fiscal year 2023.
Right.
And we want to connect the dots, between things that seem separate, like factory floor stuff, and, say, rural markets.
Uh-huh.
And really try to grasp how a company like Suzuki tackles huge global things like carbon neutrality, but also very specific local needs.
All while staying true to that original idea from, what, over 100 years ago.
Exactly. This report, it's more than just a document. It's like a window into this multi-layered approach to growth. They're calling it their blueprint for the next 100 years.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
this isn't just some annual review. It feels like a real strategic roadmap, and honestly, it's packed with some genuinely surprising stuff. Okay, let's unpack this right from the start, because I think this backstory catches a lot of people off guard.
It probably does.
When you hear Suzuki, you immediately think motorcycles, cars, maybe marine engine.
Sure, the usual suspects.
But believe it or not, this huge global company, now with over 72,000 employees, it actually started way back in 1909 as Suzuki Loom Works.
Looms, really.
Yeah, looms. The founder, Michio Suzuki, literally handmade a loom to make his own mother's weaving work easier and more efficient.
Wow.
That basic desire, to solve a customer's problem, improve a daily task, that's literally the foundation.
And what's really fascinating is how that initial spirit, that problem solving, that practicality, it's just endured. It shaped their whole corporate philosophy, even as they moved into completely different industries.
Right.
They call it Yeramaika. It sort of captures this entrepreneurial spirit.
You're right, good.
Yeah, it's all about making quick decisions, keeping close relationships between people and departments, staying flexible,
hmm
basically fighting off what they actually call big company syndrome.
I love that, actively fighting against getting slow and bureaucratic.
Exactly. It keeps them agile.
And then there's their manufacturing motto, which is also kind of spread everywhere now, Sho Shokai Danbi,
Ah, yes, Shoshakai Tanbi, huh?
which translates to smaller, fewer, lighter, shorter, beauty.
Mm-hmm.
It started on the production lines,
Mhm.
obviously, aiming for efficient, high-quality making. But the striking thing is how it's expanded. It's now used across all departments, all operations, even overseas.
You can see it in the products, too.
Totally. Compact, easy to use, high performance, but also, and this is key, for Suzuki's affordable. It's like a philosophy of deliberate minimalism.
Precisely. And this thinking connects directly to their big mission, to be indispensable, by providing mobility that people actually need in their local communities.
Right, staying close to the ground.
President Toshihiro Suzuki himself says, pretty bluntly, the company can't survive without its customers. So they have to keep asking, what does the customer really want? And then respond with practical, elegant solutions. It's like this internal drive embedded right in their DNA, from the loom right up to the latest EV.
So, okay, we've seen how these deep roots in making things, and this customer-first mindset, really define who Suzuki is. It's not just buzzwords, it's how they operate.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's pivot to what they're actually building for the future, their concrete plans,
Okay.
especially in a world dealing with climate change. This is where that old spirit meets some pretty bold ambition. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. Suzuki's growth strategy heading towards fiscal year 2030.
Yeah, the numbers are big.
They're planning a massive investment. We're talking 4.5 trillion by the end of the decade.
4.5 trillion yen, that's huge.
It is. And get this, 2 trillion of that is specifically for R&D focused on carbon neutrality. So think electrification, biogas stuff, autonomous driving,
Mm-hmm.
and the other 2.5 trillion. That's for capital expenditures. Building new BEV battery plants. That's battery electric vehicle plants, setting up renewable energy facilities. This isn't just talk, it's serious cash backing a long-term vision.
It's a absolutely significant commitment, and their technology strategy for 10 years ahead is, again, really rooted in minimizing energy use, applying that Shoshoki Tanbi idea.
Still there?
Still there. They've got 5 core strategies. First, aiming for a lightweight and safe body. The goal is to shave off 100 kilograms from vehicle weight in the next 10 years, evolving their Hardit platform.
100 kilos is a lot.
It is. Second, developing lean battery EV and HEV, that's hybrid electric vehicle systems. They're combining those Shokei Tanbi parts to minimize energy use across the whole electric system, not just focusing only on the battery itself.
And their innovation isn't just electric, right? They're still looking at combustion engines.
Not at all. That's a key point. Their third strategy combines high-efficiency IC, internal combustion engine, with CNF,
The CNF.
cellulose nanofiber. It's a lightweight material from plants, helps make composites stronger but lighter.
Ah.
So they're developing engines like the Z12E, which has hit an impressive 40% thermal efficiency. It shows that, for them, combustion engines still have a part to play in this multi-pathway approach.
Makes sense.
Fourth is SDV right. SDV means software-defined vehicle.
Right, software in cars.
Exactly, but their focus is on affordable systems with features that are just right, or this is what I want. It acknowledges that customers globally have really diverse needs and traffic conditions are totally different everywhere. So they want digital solutions that are optimal for each region, not just overloaded with features people don't use or need.
That just right idea for software.
Yeah.
That feels very Suzuki, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Especially for their markets. It's almost like anti-innovation in a way. Not just more, but the perfect fit. Is that like Shoki Tanbi for the digital age?
Yeah.
Focusing on lean features?
Absolutely, you've nailed it. It's precisely smaller, fewer, lighter, shorter beauty applied to code and features.
Right.
Instead of packing in tons of stuff that drives up cost and complexity and maybe isn't even used, STV Right aims for every digital bit to add real value for that specific customer in that specific place. It's smart, it's lean, and it contrasts with competitors maybe pushing a single premium feature-heavy package everywhere.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And the fifth strategy.
Fifth is easy recyclability and disassembly design. So expanding battery reuse, recycling more resin, using more recycled materials overall, pushing towards a real circular economy.
It's a really comprehensive approach, mixing traditional engineering with this forward-looking tech. But what really stands out for me in all this is their multi-pathway approach to carbon neutrality.
Yes, they emphasize that strongly.
You keep saying there isn't a one-size-fits-all solution, especially when you look at places like India, where electricity generation still relies heavily on coal.
Exactly.
So just pushing EVs might not be the lowest carbon option if the grid isn't green.
That's a crucial point. And it leads to this incredibly fascinating example from India, their cow dung biogas initiative.
Okay, cow dung, tell me more.
It's brilliant, really, a closed-loop system. They collect cow dung, use it to produce biogas fuel and organic fertilizer. The fertilizer supports organic farming. The fuel can then power CNG cars, cutting CO2 emissions significantly. And here's the statistic that just blows you away. The dung from just 10 cows in one day can produce enough biogas to fuel one car for a whole day.
10 cows, 1 car, 1 day. That's amazing.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And this approach tackles CO2 comprehensively, not just from driving, but also considering emissions from producing and refining fuel. It's genuinely local, genuinely sustainable.
That cow dung biogas project is just, wow, such a smart local loop. But, for a global company like Suzuki, aiming for this next 100 years thing, how do they make sure something like that, brilliant as it is locally, isn't just seen as some niche project? How does it really fit into their big global carbon goals? Or is it just meant for India?
That's a really fair question, and it gets to the heart of their multi-pathway thinking. The idea isn't that every solution has to scale globally in the exact same way.
Okay.
It's more that a portfolio of these deeply localized, super effective solutions collectively helps them hit their global targets.
Right, like different tools for different jobs.
Exactly. India has unique energy challenges, like you said. This tackles them head-on using local resources. So while the method might be specific to India, its impact on their overall carbon neutrality goal is significant and totally integrated into their wider strategy. It's about tailored impact, recognizing that infrastructure and needs vary hugely.
That makes perfect sense. A bespoke solution for a specific challenge contributing to the bigger picture. And it's not just overseas efforts, right? Their Hamamatsu plan, the motorcycle hub,
Yes, in Japan.
they're aiming for carbon neutrality there by fiscal 2027. That's even earlier than the main 2030 company target.
It is. Shows a real internal push.
Definitely suggests they're serious about accelerating this.
And their environmental work also extends strongly to the oceans with the Suzuki Clean Ocean Project.
Oh yeah, I read about this.
A really cool initiative here is the microplastic collecting device. It's standard on some of their outboard motors since July 2022.
So it cleans the water while the boat runs.
Basically, yeah, it literally collects microplastics. Plus, they're working with Shizuoka University on research to develop better plastic identification tech. So they're tackling marine pollution with practical, real-world applications.
So we've looked at Suzuki's deep philosophy and their big push on innovation and sustainability. But what about the people? The ones making the products, the communities they operate in.
Crucial piece of the puzzle.
Clearly, Suzuki gets that human capital is vital for their next 100 years. They rolled out some pretty significant personnel system reforms just this year, April 2024.
Yeah, these reforms seem quite thorough. They brought in an occupational qualification system basically defining jobs and the skills needed more clearly, helps with career paths, skill development.
Brings clarity.
Exactly. And at the same time, they revamped their assessment system. Now they separate evaluations for performance, like hitting targets, from assessments of occupational ability or potential.
Interesting. So it's a more nuanced look at employees.
Seems like it. Recognizes potential and growth beyond just the immediate results. It allows for a fairer picture.
One thing they're openly tackling is diversity, especially getting more women into management roles. That ratio is low, which, let's be honest, is common in manufacturing worldwide.
It definitely is a widespread challenge.
But Suzuki's explicitly committed to aiming for an equal ratio in promotions and recruitment. And crucially, they say they're taking life events, like having kids, into account, which often sidelines women's careers. It's a tough goal, but it shows they're serious about changing the system.
It's a vital commitment.
They even held this panel discussion for female employees. And some of the stories shared are really powerful. They illustrate the reality. Like one manager, Ima, talked about coming back to work just 8 weeks after childbirth with help from her mother-in-law. She made this conscious choice to dedicate weekends to her child, never miss school events.
Wow, 8 weeks is fast.
Right. Then there was Sumi. She became a super morning person to get housework done before catching the first train. And her husband apparently told her, others could replace you at work, but you're the only mother your child has.
That's impactful.
Yeah. And she now uses this unique listening style in management, focusing on empathy. Nishimura spoke about being the only woman in mostly male teams, but using it as a chance to speak freely, not feeling she had to mimic the guys.
Turning it into an advantage.
Kinda, yeah. And another woman, Ohashi, highlighted the new HR system, how it offers flexible paths you can go for manager roles or become an expert contributor. It empowers individual choice, not just one ladder up.
Those personal stories really bring the impact of the bigger initiatives to life, don't they?
They really do.
And Suzuki's backing this up with things like extending childcare support allowance until a child turns 18, introducing new allowances for life events like marriage or having a baby. They also got rid of the time limit for allowances when people are assigned away from home, recognizing that stress.
So it changes.
And it's not just about moms. Their paternal childcare leave for dads had a really high uptake. 63.1% of male employees took it in FY 2023. That signals a real cultural shift toward shared parenting.
63% is impressive. Shows it's becoming normalized. Beyond parents, they seem to be investing heavily in just general employee well-being, which is so important now.
Absolutely. Their health and productivity management vision aims for happy customers and happy employees. Focus on mental and physical health.
They have the Hanami newsletter, means bright smile, apparently, in this character, Captain Kenta, promoting well-being. Plus, regular health checks, even dental, are standard.
Yep. And on the mental health side, there's a dedicated consultation room with psychiatrists and psychotherapists, plus an external EAP employee assistance program for employees and their families. Confidential support is there.
That accessibility is key.
For physical health, the Suzuki Athlete Club promotes Suzuki Original Calisthenics. These simple company-wide exercises have actually measurably increased habitual exercise among employees. It went from about 20.6% to 25.3% just in the last fiscal year.
That's a real, measurable health improvement.
It is.
And it's not just about the existing workforce's health. They're also fostering diversity actively, supporting foreign employees with language training, offering authentic Indian food in cafeterias.
Yeah, and Western-style dorms with vegetarian kitchens.
Right. Plus, employing people with disabilities through Suzuki Support Co., Ltd., they had 79 employees as of March 2024. It shows a pretty broad commitment to inclusion.
It seems quite comprehensive.
Okay, shifting from inside the company to outside their community impact. Suzuki seems deeply involved there too. One example is the Hamamatsu Automated Driving Yaramaika project.
Yes, back in their home base.
Yeah, it's a collaboration to develop sustainable public transport solutions using automated driving for areas that often lack good access, using their mobility know-how for social good.
And nationally, across Japan, the mini truck markets initiative is quite something. Simple but effective.
Tell me about that.
Basically, these temporary markets pop up where their mini trucks gather in shopping areas or public spaces. Local farmers use the truck beds to sell fresh produce directly to people.
Like a pop-up farmer's market on wheels.
Exactly. It's a really creative way to boost rural communities, support local farmers, connect people. It really embodies that idea of being an indispensable part of local life.
So you've got this huge company, global footprint, long-term plans. How do they ensure they operate ethically, maintain integrity, protect their ideas? It really comes down to strong corporate governance, right?
Absolutely essential. Their structure looks pretty robust. A board of directors, 8 directors, 3 of them are independent outsiders.
Okay.
Then an audit and supervisory board, 5 members, again 3 outsiders. Plus, various committees overseeing specific areas, lots of checks and balances.
And protecting their innovations. That must be huge.
Definitely. Intellectual property is key. They set up a dedicated intellectual property promotion committee back in March 2022. It's met 19 times already, figuring out company-wide strategies to protect and leverage their IP.
19 meetings is quite a focus.
It is, and they're particularly focused on boosting patent applications in India. They hold over 1,800 patents there now, which shows how much R&D investment is happening specifically for that market.
That proactive approach seems to extend to protecting customers too, especially in our digital world.
Yes, cybersecurity is a major focus. They have a product security countermeasures subcommittee and a PSIRT, that's a product security incident response team.
ESIOT.
Their job is to constantly monitor threats, prepare for potential attacks. They also actively gather intelligence from industry groups like Auto ISAC, the Automotive Information Sharing and Analysis Center, so a collaborative approach to shared threats.
Smart. And what about basic compliance, human rights, things like that?
They established the Suzuki Group Human Rights Policy in December 2022. That sets the framework for checking human rights impacts across their business and supply chain.
And suppliers.
They're getting agreements from suppliers on human rights, doing on-site surveys. They even interviewed, I think it was 78 technical intern trainees from 6 different countries to check on fair treatment and labor standards.
On diligence.
And importantly, their anti-bribery policy explicitly forbids facilitation payments, those small grease payments. That's actually a stricter stance than many companies take.
That's a strong line.
Yeah. And they back it all up with whistleblowing hotlines, both internal and external, so people can report issues without fear of reprisal.
It sounds like they're really working on transparency and accountability, regular talks with shareholders, fair information disclosure. It all builds trust for that long-term vision.
Exactly. You need that foundation.
Wow, what an incredible journey we've taken today. From those founding ideas, Yaramaika, that entrepreneurial drive, and Shoshoke Tanbi, smaller, fewer, lighter, shorter beauty, to seeing how they actually play out in technology, sustainability efforts, how they treat their employees and connect with communities. Suzuki really shows this holistic approach to being, as they say, an indispensable global presence.
Indeed. Their strategy really skillfully weaves together global ambition, huge carbon targets, international investments with these super localized solutions like that fascinating cow dung biogas in India or the mini truck markets boosting communities in Japan. And all the while keeping this deep, visible commitment to their people, their human capital. It's a really remarkable blueprint for how a company can evolve but not lose its core identity, its soul.
So whether you're interested in where mobility is heading or how companies handle responsibility or even just innovative ways to manage a workforce, Suzuki's 2024 integrated report really does offer a compelling look at how one company is planning for its next century.
It's a testament to having a clear vision that's rooted in principles that last.
Definitely.
And maybe it leaves us with a final thought to chew on.
Mhm.
In this era of constant change and complexity, how could that seemingly simple philosophy, smaller, fewer, lighter, shorter, beauty, be applied beyond manufacturing? Could we use it to tackle challenges in our own lives or our own organizations?
Interesting question.
What small, deliberate changes could bring more efficiency, more impact, and maybe, even a bit more beauty for you?